Greetings and welcome everybody to this week's Poly Weekly News. I'm your host, David Danto. And, unlike our usual shows, we actually have an announcement today. An announcement came out this morning. I'm joined by my colleague, Rory Ferguson, and a couple of other people that we'll bring on in a minute. But Rory, why don't you tell us what the announcement was that hit the wires about an hour ago?
Thanks very much, David. So yes, my name's Rory Ferguson. I'm the product manager for infrastructure within Poly HP. Currently looking after the Clarity portfolio, but hugely excited to be announcing that we're bringing to the market three new solutions, partnering with our great friends over here at Pexip to offer Poly Cloud Connects, Poly Private Connects, and Poly Fed Connect. So new things we've got coming out into the infrastructure space.
So let's take 3 seconds before we introduce our colleagues from Pexip. Let's take 3 seconds to talk about the three different things. So Poly Private Connect, that's something that would be on-prem, right? That would be a solution for collaboration, for interoperability for an on-prem user.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this is where Clarity sits today, the Clarity on-premise infrastructure solution. So Poly Private Connect, powered by Pexip, is our new on-premise infrastructure solution with obviously the ability to connect into Teams and now the ability to connect into Google Meet as well.
Google Meet comes along with the package. That's a really good thing that Pexip brings along. And then the other two services, Cloud Connect would be like our traditional cloud interoperability service, correct?
Correct, but in fact, it's like our supercharged Real Connect service. It is a more comprehensive cloud offering with, again, the ability to connect into Google Meet or connect into Teams as well.
And then the service for Fed, that's something that we actually haven't offered in the past. Tell us a little bit about what it's like having FedRAMP offerings.
Absolutely, hugely excited to be able to offer this. Again, powered by Pexip, using their FedRAMP solution, we can now offer our customers that connection into a Teams authorized FedRAMP cloud. I'm really excited to be able to offer that to our government, US government customers.
So 3 big announcements coming out this morning. That's terrific. Let me introduce our other colleagues on the call. We have Lauren and Christopher from Pexip. Lauren, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Sure, thanks. As you said, my name's Lauren Eustace. I'm in Austin, Texas with Pexip. I'm our VP of Channel Sales, so responsible for our channel strategy, all of our resellers, and our strategic partnerships, Poly being one of them.
Terrific, thank you. And Christopher?
Yeah, I'm Christopher Smith. I'm on our strategic alliances team, looking after some of the technical elements of this partnership. I've been with Pexip about 5 years and really looking forward to this announcement and what we're about to bring to the market.
So Lauren, I'm the old guy in the industry. I've been around for 4 decades at this point now, plus some. So I obviously know the history and the Tandberg DNA and where Pexip came from. But for anybody who's watching who's never heard of Pexip, which is kind of be pretty odd or rare, why don't you give us a quick background on who Pexip is and what the organization does?
Sure, happy to. So Pexip is a secure video collaboration platform delivered via software. We can be consumed a couple different ways. You kind of already highlighted that with Rory. So, whatever your customer requirements are, you want this to be self-hosted, you want this to be inside of a private instance or a private cloud, we could do public cloud, whatever that looks like. We really try to focus on all things security, scalability, and interoperability. Because of our stance on privacy, data sovereignty, we can live in the air-gapped environment. We've seen tremendous success selling into government agencies globally. We are Norwegian headquartered. We do have a lot of Tandberg lineage, as you mentioned. A lot of those requirements translate quite nicely into the enterprise as well, since they also care about security, scalability, and interoperability. Our enterprise customers and partners probably know us a bit more for our CVI story. So we do have a very tight relationship with Microsoft, doing a lot of interesting things with them. Asterisk, more things to come. But super excited to be able to offer that solution set with Poly to our joint customers.
That's awesome. Thank you. And Christopher, let's talk a little bit about the technology involved in this. And again, Wayback Machine here, so I apologize if I'm predating you at the company. But bridges, combining video signals, doing interoperability always used to be about DSPs. Chunks of iron, pieces of hardware and facilities. And Pexip was the first organization to come along and say, we're going to do this on software. And they were the first one to do it successfully in any case. I assume that that's something that's still within the the DNA of the organization and partially how it's so easy to ramp and grow.
That's correct. We can, as Lauren mentioned, we can deploy pretty much anywhere. Any of your major hypervisors or your cloud providers, Azure, AWS, GCP. So depending on what the client is, what their needs are, we're able to install that software stack and run that software stack wherever our clients need us to.
And it's scalable to a huge degree, right?
Correct. I mean, our core Pexip platform is called Infinity. There's no mistake in why we call that Infinity, but we offer vertical and horizontal scale. That's one of our core competencies there.
Okay, so that's terrific, Rory. Let's ask the FUD question so that our competitors don't get a chance to do it. Let's do it first. So, why is this any better than the offerings that Poly was offering beforehand? Why are we partnering with Pexip on this?
Oh, because I think, we need to look at the future. We're always looking at what we're going to be doing next. We come along and thought, okay, so let's go through all of the key feature sets, the scalability that we really want to be able to provide our customers, and found that Pexip already offered it in the marketplace. So rather than wait and to quite a sizable amount of investment in order to get our historic infrastructure there, we felt that it was time to look to something new and partner with Pexip in order to deliver this to our customers now. And then we can use our development resources and focus down on our management platforms, our management with Lens, and also our great range of endpoints that we've got out there.
So, and sticking with this devil's advocate with the FUD coming out, what about the people in the industry might say that we're just fobbing this off onto Pexip, that we're not going to be involved in it anymore? Is that true?
No, absolutely not. We're working together with Pexip very, very closely. We're looking at the future again, looking at what we can do in terms of development to make sure that Poly endpoints, working with our new offerings in terms of platform and cloud offerings, can improve with additional enhancements to make sure that we give our customers a world-class experience moving forward.
Okay, and Lauren, tell me a little bit about the market strategy and the partner strategy. HP Poly is a pure channel offering, and I assume that Pexip is as well. How are we approaching the market together?
Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things about this partnership is that our go-to-market is very similar. We both go 100% indirect. We both leverage our channel partners, distributors, et cetera, which our competitors cannot say. And we also have about 95% channel overlap. So we're friends with the same people. I think we're very excited. Pexip and Poly are very excited to be able to offer these to our joint customers, but I think there's a tremendous opportunity here for our partners to also be able to offer this, offer additional services, transition services, whatever that looks like. So there's a lot of new conversations and good conversations to be had from all parties.
That's great. And from a technical standpoint, Christopher, this isn't just sticking a Poly label on the current Pexip Infinity offering, right? This is going to be something that we're actually jointly developing together and growing together, correct?
Correct. That's a key point that we want to get across, right? This is not just Poly HP branding something Pexip and powered by Pexip, and that's it. And your engineering teams are working together to integrate the full stack with the Poly endpoints and services. So you'll start to see some really cool optimizations, some new offerings that come out of this partnership. So full end-to-end core bridging endpoints and devices will be part of this offering.
Yeah,
now, Rory,
jump in. Yeah, I really love the services side as well. So that extra value for our customers, so that they can come to us. We can look after them from end to end, from moving them over from maybe an existing Clarity environment, looking after them in terms of their endpoints, their headsets, and their audio devices they've got out there, and looking after them in providing this fronted solution powered by Pexip in the back end.
Yeah, that was actually the question that I was going to ask you. So pretty good timing there, Rory. I mean, I assume that when you're talking to existing customers for of Clarity or of Real Connect, and you say to them that we're going to be offering a service together with Pexip, that it's not like you're talking about some alien company that they've never heard of before. Most of the customers are joint customers, correct?
Oh, absolutely, yes, yeah. We've gone to speak to some of our customers already just to see how this sort of sits, and it's always met with excitement. They know and are very familiar with Pexip, having done some trials, etc., and already having maybe some entities of a Pexip within their environment. So very familiar.
So it's going to be a pretty seamless transition. What is the transition going to be like for people that are on Clarity and Real Connect? How are we going to be moving people and supporting the service?
Absolutely. So we're going to be sadly announcing the end of sale of Clarity and Real Connect. And I say sadly, it does bring a tear to my eye. It's very close to my heart, and it is close to many people in the video industry's heart. I think, you know, when we launched this more than 10 years ago with the RMX, the DMA, and the Resource Manager, and it's had a few other names along the way as well. It was game changing, but with any great things, it is time to come to an end. And as we do, end of life or sunset the Clarity and the Real Connect service, we'll be providing customers with transition plans in order to move over to this new solution. So their infrastructure for their perpetual license will be supported for the next 3 years. We'll be providing some incentives in terms of additional discounted approach in order to move over to a 3-year package on this new solution.
So yes, it is a little bit sad to be saying goodbye to some of the products that we've used for many years, and I'll tell you my story about that some other time. But not all of the products are going away, right, Rory?
Yes, absolutely. We're going to be continuing to use the Clarity Manager, continuing to develop the Clarity Manager so that we can provide our customers with an on-premise management solution for their video devices and their audio devices, which we are looking to align more closely with these new offerings.
We will all be together at InfoComm this year, all 5 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, all 5 of us, and others as well. And at that point, hopefully one evening over perhaps some alcohol, I will share with you my RMX stories and my RMX upgrade stories. That was some interesting and painful moments in my career. But you know, cutting your teeth on a product like that was interesting. So you're right, Rory. There is a huge heritage there, and I'm glad that we're continuing it by offering what is essentially best in market, cutting edge product that we're going to be working together on.
Absolutely, you said it perfectly.
Lauren, what's the takeaway that you would like people to understand from this announcement? What would be your elevator pitch?
Excitement. I think it's a good news story for all parties. Like I was kind of mentioning around our partners, our customers, Pexip, Poly, everyone. This should be a good news story from the features enhancements, from going to market together, from our channel strategy. Everyone should be coming out on top with this partnership, and Pexip is beyond excited to be partnering with Poly to be able to offer this to our joint customers.
Okay, that's terrific. So I'm going to ask each of you essentially the same question and get different answers slightly each time. Christopher, I'm going to start with you. So if somebody wants to get their up to their elbows in understanding the technical ins and outs of these offerings, where should they go? What should they look at? Who should they reach out to? What's the way to get more information about how this service will work?
So first, quick questions. You can definitely just reach out to me directly, christopher.smith@pexip.com. Or you can go to our website, check out our docs page at docs.pexip.com. That's going to give you a wealth of information around our self-hosted Infinity platform. Our cloud service is going to be focused on help.pexip.com. So those are the 2 kind of doc sites that will, you know, take you down as deep as you want to go. But also come see us at InfoComm. We'll be in the booth, and you'll be able to see some of the work that we've been doing, our engineering teams have been doing. There'll be some really cool demos to actually show some of this stuff that we've been talking about today.
Lauren, same question to you as I promised. Somebody wants to find out a little bit more about the announcement, about what the go-to-market strategy is, about, you know, they're a current partner of both, and they want to understand what they should do going forward. Where do you suggest they reach out?
Call me. I'm here. I'll steal Chris's piece. So lauren.eustace@pexip.com or LinkedIn. To add on to Chris's piece on the technical documentation, docs.pexip.com is another great resource to look at, you know, all things from deployment, methodology, server requirements, all the nitty-gritty technical details that are over my head, but you can call Chris and ask him if you have questions. But yes, myself, Chris, docs.pexip.com. Tons of information.
Terrific. And then Rory, I'll ask you the same question from an HP and Poly standpoint. Where should people go to see the nuts and bolts of the announcement and understand what it is that we've said today and get more information on it?
Absolutely. I think, you know, you mentioned it earlier, so come see us at InfoComm. We'll be more than happy to talk about it. We'll be us 4 plus Marty Sexton, and even do a demonstration I think there's nothing that I can say that could beat a demonstration, to be honest with you. Lauren and Christopher already highlighted the documentation sites, or reach out to me, rory.ferguson@hp.com.
And we do have information on the poly.com website as well, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and we've been talking about InfoComm all day today. InfoComm is June 14th, 15th, and 16th in Orlando this year, 2023. So please come down and see us and say hello to us. If you're coming to the show, you always want to reach out to me in advance, because you never know what samples I'll be carrying. You know, I can't really be carrying a Pexip Infinity, but, you know, people have been running into me with all kinds of things. So definitely look for me at InfoComm. And I guess that's it, unless anybody has any last words or final questions that you want to say. Rory, how would someone reach out to you again?
Rory.ferguson@hp.com.
Excellent. So for all of my colleagues at HP and Poly and Pexip in this particular webcast, thank you very much for joining us this week. We really appreciate you taking the time with us. Next week, I'm actually going to be on the road. I'm taking a little bit of PTO, but I'm going to have an interesting interview with industry icon Chris Netto. So please tune in for that and see that. And for all of my colleagues here, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.